Welcome to We Are Soccer. Today, I'm joined by my good friend, David Dwaihy. David is the Detroit City FC women's head coach who play in, what is it, USLW, Dave?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So second year on the books now, you're going to be in charge. I'm looking forward to this season. You have to be looking forward to the season, right?
Oh yeah, super excited. I think last year, though I was excited, I was also really anxious and just the good kind of nerves that come with a new job and a new opportunity. And I certainly still have them this year, but definitely like the balance, it's leveling out where it's a little bit more just like genuine excitement and enthusiasm for what's to come.
I can imagine. Now, for a lot of folks who may not realize, you've been a head coach for years. You've done coaching. This isn't something brand new you're just walking into and have no idea. This is something you've done and have great experience at. So, you've coached the local high school where you teach at, right? Boys and girls, if I understand
Yep.
correctly?
Yeah. I'm a high school math teacher at University Liggett School and have been since fall of 2002. And so ever since I started there, I was, at first an assistant coach and then took over both the boys and girls programs in the last 10, 15 years, respectively. And so I've had some good experience head coaching at the high school level. USLW League is certainly a pretty significant step up in terms of the level of play and just the commitment and the quality of the players. But it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. Yeah, Sam Pirani had done just like I was texting with him this morning, just an amazing job building the program, building out a roster that he handed over last year and really made it so much more easier for me. The one area where I really didn't have a lot of experience where Sam flourished is in the ability to like build a team. He knew the local landscape, he knew which college players were going to be available and those who were out of school as well. So really inherited a very healthy program, which helped a lot, and then tried to draw on the experience that I had at the high school level to try and run good sessions and manage a good group.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Pirani, former coach of Detroit
For
City.
sure.
There.
Big
What a
time.
good dude and great coach as well. Yeah,
Yep.
you guys had a great year last year, building upon the prior year. I think you finished third in the division, narrowly missing out on playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So the goal this year has got to be right, finish a little bit better, get into the playoffs, and see where you can go. Right.
Most definitely. Yeah. I feel like that would be, it's a really not necessarily. I mean, you set goals large and small, but I think the primary goal this year, just in terms of like on-field success, would be to try and find our way into the playoffs. The Great Lakes division that we're in is extremely challenging. There's tremendous parity. I mean, Flint was the class of the division, but like you look at the results between the other teams, no one got. You look around the league, and every once in a while there's a team that gets beat worse than most. Like no one in our division ever lost by more than a goal or two. And so every game was really tight and well contested. And I think Flint emerged as the team that was just playing at a slightly higher level than everyone else. And they certainly have an amazing roster of players. But it's there. It's like you can see yourself. Maybe I could see us hopefully growing to that point where we give them a game and maybe get on the right side of the result somehow.
Awesome. Well, the season starts off with you away at Flint AFC, May 11th, 7 o'clock. But the nice thing is you turn around a week later and then face the same team at home. So you've got a chance to do the double over them and really set the bar for the season, right?
Yeah,
If they were the leaders of the pack last year,
that's
that's
right.
quick. We're like 10 or 11 days away from that.
Very quick. Yeah, and it's definitely like it could be a great thing, could be a really tough thing because to play arguably the top team, the defending champs of the conference twice right away is going to be a tall order, and we're going to have to get ourselves as ready as possible. But at the same time, if we can get anything out of those games, then I think it sets you up for a really meaningful rest of the season where you're hoping that you stay strong and get some results and finish the league in a way that maybe you're contesting for a playoff position. But
Absolutely,
yeah, it is around the
100%.
corner.
Yeah, and all right, so players are going to be back in here, training. What's the team look like this year, man?
Yeah, great. So we're already underway with training. We had a couple sessions the last couple of weeks for the non-college players who are in town. We have a small number of some high school players as well who are available, primarily playing with nationals right now. And so we've been able to have some sessions, but it's starting like the trickling in is happening already this week. And then next week we hope to get like 3 good sessions in with the bulk of the squad. I'd say we have about 60 to 70% of last year's group back, and then we've added some new faces, and some of those new faces are actually players that played for DCFC in recent years, but just weren't involved last summer. So we're welcoming back a couple players as well.
Nice. So you're excited about the squad.
Yeah.
Do you have a a mindset of how you want to play, a game model, or tell me you're going to go old school like you and we're going to do 4-4-2, or is that not good anymore?
I think we can call it a 4-4-2. You know, we're still, you know, trying to decide as a coaching staff, and I think we might have to be adaptable because you know, Flint plays a certain way, and then the other teams maybe play a little differently. But I think for the most part, you know, we had a little Christmas tournament that we participated in at Legacy Center, and it gave us a chance to like bring the women together and get some games in, and we ended up doing like a 4-4-2 with kind of like a version of a box in midfield.
Sure.
And the players seemed to really enjoy that. We played well, and they seemed to feel comfortable, and so I'm guessing we'll do some version of that. And I don't know, just kind of give them the freedom. I mean, the great thing about coaching at this level is that all the players can play. Many of them are super experienced, and the ones who are young are like super talented. And so I think you have the advantage of just being able to send them out there with a little bit of freedom and say, hey, you know, adapt, make changes on the fly. Like, I trust you. We as coaches trust you to, you know, figure it out and solve problems on the field. The reality is when we're playing at home at Keyworth, I can't really communicate to them during the game in a way that they can hear,
Yeah.
you know, like it's
Is
so
it so
loud
loud
and
and the atmosphere is
it's a,
so awesome there? I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is an amazing thing. I'd never trade that for anything in the world, but at the same time, it's like you got to give them that freedom and that power to like say, hey, you know, this isn't working. We got to make this shift in the moment so that we can, you know, adjust.
I think it's absolutely crucial, and I love it that you've said we trust you as players. We trust you. We're going to do training. We're going to tell you the ins and the outs. We're going to give you what we want to do. But in the moment of a game, as you know, Dave, because you've played at this high level, you know that as a player, it's on you, and you can't rely on a coach every single time, right? So I love the fact that you are putting it out there that, hey, players, we trust you. You're in here for a reason. We trust you to make the best judgment and work your butt off.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So listen, you are playing a little bit this summer as well, from what I understand. I think our two teams may be meeting up in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that. But how do you fit everything in, man? How do you coach, have a family, full-time job, and play? It's incredible how much you do in a day.
Yeah, well, I don't. So I play probably less and less. I mean, especially this time of year, I play on an over 30 and on an over 40 team. And, you know, I kind of told both of them going in, like, there's going to be a stretch here where I'm not going to be around much. But, you know, I think it's important to try and keep that part of my life going. My wife is very supportive. My children are both playing now on some level. And so, you know, part of my commitment to getting them to games is also slowing down things on my side of as a player. But it's I don't know, it's a big part of my life, and I think my family's embraced that. And so, you know, it's extra special when they can come to the games at Keyworth and watch the women play. You know, for my daughter in particular, to have some really strong female role models in front of her, and my son, you know. And it's neat because he I think, unlike myself at that age, where, well, I don't know, I didn't know much was going on at all, but I certainly wasn't aware the women's soccer was a thing. And it's neat that he's growing up during a time where there's a lot more respect and attention being paid to it. And he can look at those games and really admire the level as well, because it's amazing. I mean, like the level of play from this age group right now, and including those younger club players that are still in high school, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And I'm the first to admit that it's like completely worlds beyond where we were at in our generation growing up.
Absolutely. The women's game just in the last couple of years has grown. I mean, it has just expanded 10 times since when you and I were playing, growing up and playing. But today, you know, you've got NWSL, that just the level of play there is incredible. I went to a couple of the Detroit City women's games last year. The play was incredible. I actually was blown away by how technical the players were and how fast and athletic they were. It was mind blowing. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she was glued to it while we were watching it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Detroit City FC as a club decided, you know what, women's soccer, we need to help promote and we need to build upon this. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Can you imagine where this is going to be in another 5 years?
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting to think about the possibilities. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the ownership group at DCFC to, you know, be open to the idea of a truly a professional
Yeah.
level for the women at some point. You know, I don't think we're ready just yet. We want to continue to grow in a responsible way, and I think, you know, this women's arm of it all is just 5 years old now.
Yeah.
So we want to keep supporting it and in the way that we can, and not try and take on more than we can. You know, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. But yeah, the growth has been really fun to witness, and like you said, the level is impressive. And when you know, every once in a while I'll luck out and one team will need a player in training and I'll hop in, and it's like such a joy to play with them, because like the selflessness and like just the tactical awareness, the way they move off the ball, the way we, you know, like just the I don't know, you know when you're playing with a group, sometimes it just makes sense and you can predict the movements of your teammates, and like I immediately fall in sync with them because there's just such a high level around me. It's like you can't help but raise your game. So it's been really neat to be part of it as a coach and as a fan. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm a fan of the team. I gotta like remind myself sometimes that I also am in charge as the coach, because it's really easy to just fall into supporting them.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Listen, Dave, the season starts pretty quickly here. May 11th is your first game. It's away, as we talked about. The first home game at Keyworth is the following week, the 18th. 7 p.m. Tickets can be bought at debtcityfc.com. I love the fact that Detroit City is, if you buy a club season pass for the men, you also get into the women's game. That
Yep.
is incredible. So guys, people out there watching and viewing in the Metro Detroit area, if you're looking for high-level games, both men and women, Detroit City FC, you know how to get there, debtcityfc.com. Dave, appreciate you joining us here on We Are Soccer, my friend. It's always a pleasure. And I look forward to heading out to some of those games and watching your incredible team play again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the continued support of both the women's game and DCFC in particular. You're doing an awesome job here, man. Super proud of you, and eager to continue to follow the development and the progress of We Are Soccer. I think it's kind of exciting to think we're on parallel paths. You know, the way you're growing this is in many ways the way we started DCFC back when you and I had the pleasure of playing and lining up for them. So continued success for you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. All right, buddy. Take care.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.